The NBA has announced that they are going to play games in October. These are preseason games in the United Arab Emirates in the UAE. This is significant for the primary reason that it elucidates the insane hypocrisy afoot when it comes to the NBA claiming to be a woke basketball organization. The NBA, you will recall, pulled its All-Star game out of Charlotte because they were upset over a transgender bathroom bill. Now, that transgender bathroom bill in Charlotte, all it really said was you're supposed to use the gender on your birth certificate in the bathroom. And again, I've been arguing for years, this is a law that was really unnecessary because nobody stands outside of the bathroom and checks to see what gender you are before you go into the bathroom. If you're dressed like a boy, use the boy's bathroom. Dressed like a girl, use the girl's bathroom. Okay? So that is the storyline in general, okay? So North Carolina, Charlotte, bathroom bill, transgender, all of that issue, and the NBA decides that they are going to pull the All-Star game out of North Carolina and out of Charlotte. And now the NBA is going to play their games in the UAE where, wait for me here, homosexuality is punishable by death. Let me repeat this. The NBA said we can't have a transgender bathroom bill in the state of North Carolina. That's unacceptable. We will not play our All-Star game there. But the NBA is perfectly fine with sending teams overseas to play games in the UAE where homosexuality is punishable by death. How in the world can the NBA countenance the hypocrisy here of not playing games in North Carolina because of a transgender bathroom bill, which impacts almost no one and in no way, to my knowledge, was ever implemented in a serious way. But they're fine with going to the UAE where homosexuality is punishable by death. There is no way to justify this in any universe. What's going on is what happens far too often. The NBA is claiming to be super woke here in the United States, but they are not standing up for United States values around the world. And this is what we have previously seen happen with the NBA's relationship with China. Now, I want to make it clear. If a company decides that they have to have certain rules in their own country, but also other rules elsewhere, I understand that because that's what living in a global world requires. But you cannot lecture me in the United States about how woke you are and how much of a social justice warrior you are here in the United States while not standing up for basic human rights around the world. Democracy, the ability to choose who you want to be married to, not being in concentration camps, being in favor of human rights is something that everyone should embrace. Well, the UAE does not allow basic human rights to gay people. So how is it that the NBA can lecture us about transgender bathroom bills in Charlotte and pull its All-Star game out of that state while simultaneously going into a different country that punishes homosexuality by death? This is a question that if we had a real sports media, if we had people who actually answered questions and asked questions and demanded answers to those questions, be the number one thing that Adam Silver and the NBA would be asked today. And by the way, this is incompetent of the NBA because they finally have started to get away from politics, and then they decide to parachute into the UAE and play games there. Next level incompetent. But this hypocrisy is not going away. The NBA has to make a decision. Do they stand for basic human rights around the world or do they not? And if playing a game in a state that has a bill you don't like is in some way a tacit endorsement of that bill, which is what they said as it pertained to Charlotte and North Carolina with the transgender bill, then how in the world can they justify going to the UAE, given that the UAE punishes homosexuality in some cases by death?